The Unofficial Lounge with Ashante, Cravonne, and Monty. We're here to give you the insight into some of the biggest plays you remember, involving the people wearing the stripes. We look at the grit it takes to become an official while exploring the history of officiating with the people who made it. It's more than black and white. On today's show, we talk to two-time national championship official Darryl Johnson about his time growing up in Los Angeles, California.
Dorsey High School. There's only one high school in LA, and that's Dorsey High School.
DJ walks us through his career of working every level of college football in America.
That was just another challenge, and I didn't have a goal. I wasn't trying to get anywhere. I was just trying to master. I was just trying to get good at wherever I was. If I was working high school, I wanted to be the best high school official I could be. If I was working junior college, I wanted to be the best junior college official I could be.
And then finally, we'll see if we can shake the unshakable as we take DJ under review.
Hey, thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it, man. It's been a blast. It's like sitting here on the couch having a few adult beverages and just talking with the boys.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Unofficial Lounge. We are joined today by Darryl Johnson, the pride of South Central. Yes, he graduated Dorsey High School. He is a Don, played Division I football at UNLV, spent many years on the Metro Las Vegas Police Department where he retired as a detective. I believe this is going to be year 11 if we get it in due to COVID, with him working as a line of scrimmage official with the Pac-12 conference. Darryl has worked 2 national championship games, 2 high-profile games that we all remember. And I've been watching this man for many, many years now, and I call him the Billy D. Williams of the line of scrimmage officials because he's the smoothest cat I know. Darryl, thank you for joining us on the show, and welcome.
Hey, well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Right on.
What's up, Mr. Smooth?
All right.
So, Darryl, we know you live in Las Vegas. How long have you been retired from the police force now?
It'll be 9 years this coming September. Yeah, 9 years. I retired 9 years ago, 2011.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about that too much because the rest of the world going to be mad that you've been able to be retired for so long now. So we're going to talk about your younger days. And we hear that you are, a little pride of where you grew up in. You started out at Baldwin Hills Park playing a little baseball. I hear there's a famous coach that you had that you worked with when you was at Baldwin Hills Park.
Well, that was the best park in LA. So Coach Arbuckle, he was my Little League baseball coach for several years. He was well known at our park. He was a great influence for all of us who played baseball. And he was kind of a player's coach, but, he was a player's coach who you respected, and he got the best out of you. But those were great days. We had a lot of great coaches, I felt, at that park, both for baseball and football. That really made a difference, I think, in a lot of young people's lives over the years.
Would you say those are the type of coaches and gentlemen that help you stay away from the other ways that people can go growing up in South Central when you grew up, with the gang activities and so on? Do you feel those coaches playing at the parks allowed you to stay away from that activity?
It's funny, being involved with youth sports at that capacity, and then later on as an official over the years, when I look back at those coaches were men to me. Sometimes, you'll go to a youth game and I'll see guys that are trying to coach Little League or Pop Warner, and they don't seem like men. They just seem like guys that are out there that are trying to live through some kids You know,
Gotcha.
instead of being out there trying to be a mentor, trying to be a coach, trying to be a man who's trying to teach young people.
They out there trying to play like they on the PlayStation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hold up, Cravonne.
Right.
You was out there living your second childhood as a coach.
Hey, that's right. But, you know.
I had my 10 plays.
I had my 10 plays
scripted.
and they can't even put a helmet on.
There's a handful of kids around that would say, you know, I that still remember Coach Barrett back in the day. So I could say I influenced some. Right
so,
on.
When we were talking, when doing a little research, I got it. A lot of the information from Mr. Clayton. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people that I guess stood out with you, that played with you. Someone named Janae Wallace. Well, are these all just great childhood friends? You still keep in touch with these people?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I saw Janae last week.
Awesome.
Little backstory. Janae Wallace is probably one of my oldest friends. We met, and we were 10 years old, playing Pop Warner baseball, and we played high school football together, and we ended up coming to Las Vegas together because he played quarterback, and we transferred here at the same time. So yeah, I've known Janae for many years.
So DJ, I got a question. So what high school did you go to while in the lovely South Central area?
Dorsey High School. There's only one high school in LA, and that's Dorsey High School.
Oh, goodness.
the Dons, huh? The Dons.
Hey, Dons. But our gymnasium, our basketball gymnasium, was very popular for commercials and movies.
Oh, yeah. Right. It still is.
Yeah. Hundreds of, even now, I'll see a movie or I'll see a commercial, and I'm like, there's the old gym, the old aircraft hangar.
Boys in the Hood too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
That's how I know of Dorsey. So did you play any other sports other than baseball?
In high school?
Baseball and football.
Football?
Yeah.
Okay. What position did you play?
Football, I played linebacker, offensive tackle, and baseball, I played first base, and I caught also.
Okay. So we know you went to UNLV, played some football while you was there, but you mentioned a few minutes ago that you transferred. So did you go to a local JC in LA before you went to
Santa Monica City College?
Okay. So it's quite a few Dorsey Dons that left from Dorsey to went to Santa Monica before they went on. I believe Keyshawn Johnson went the same route, right? From Dorsey to Santa Monica?
No, Keyshawn went to West LA.
West LA. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Keyshawn went to West LA.
Okay.
The fellow from Cincinnati played at Santa Monica, wasn't it?
Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson. Ocho.
Yeah. Well,
Ocho Cinco, right?
Chad Johnson and
Steve Smith, right?
Steve Smith.
They both
That's
played
right.
on the same team at Santa Monica.
That's right.
That has to be crazy. Did you officiate that?
No, I didn't. I didn't officiate any of their games. I mean, I've officiated at Santa Monica. I did maybe one or two in the early years, but obviously I haven't been there lately.
Okay. So what? So when you were, like you said, you went to Santa Monica. So how did you end up at UNLV?
A scholarship offer.
Okay.
I went to Santa Monica for 2 years, played there. Actually, we were very good back there. My freshman year, we went 11-0.
Oh, there you go.
And we had it was a very good program back then. And after my sophomore year, I had a few scholarship offers to go, and I ended up choosing UNLV for a variety of reasons, and kind of turned out okay.
Well, we're not going to let you gloss over the variety of reasons. What are the variety of reasons?
Well, it was several. It was several. Okay, like I said before, Janae Wallace, who was a old friend, he had went to Pasadena City College, and he was transferring to UNLV at the same time. Okay. And I had a couple of friends from the LA area that were already going to school there. And then my sister had moved to Las Vegas maybe 6 months to a year prior to me transferring. So there were just too many things where, I had family, friends, all set up in a location I could go to school at. It was like,
Got a foundation.
I got to go here.
Makes sense.
Well, I tell people all the time, Las Vegas is just an extension of Southern California. I mean, it just feels like it's just part of. That's why the Raiders moving there just makes so much sense, because you just have so much of the fan base here in the Southern California area. I mean, you're just gonna have once we can't go back into stadiums again, it's gonna be a crazy situation out there for those Raider games.
Yeah.
So you said you played tight end. Were you just a blocking tight end, or did you even touch the ball?
No, I was multi-dimensional. I thought I could do it all, but I thought it was a pretty good pass catcher.
Who was throwing you those balls?
Oh, well, my quarterback for 2 years was Randall Cunningham.
Whoa.
Started in the NFL for a number of years. So
Absolutely. One tidbit there, Randall Cunningham is from our area, Santa Barbara. He went to Santa Barbara High.
That's right.
I'll give you whoop, whoop.
That's right.
You're not from Santa Barbara.
You're not from Santa Barbara.
We're not
We've already
gonna
had
go
this
to Santa
discussion
Barbara.
before.
Like,
No, you from northern of nowhere. Trust me.
like,
We got to
we're not
Santa
gonna-
Barbara. We still had to drive for a good hour, if not more. So you are
Enough
not
of that.
in Santa Barbara.
So you graduated from UNLV, and
Mhm.
life just happened to get in the way. So what you was doing outside, in between what you got involved in football, what were you doing? Just decided to join the police force?
Yeah, I was working. I ended up, joining the police department, and I wanted to do something with football. And my first choice probably would have been maybe coach high school football, but I was working nights, and it just wasn't conducive. And there were a couple things that really pointed me towards officiating. I don't know, the cards just kind of played right for me. But I'll tell you what, there's Kerwin Danley, who I played baseball with at Dorsey High School. He's a Major League Baseball umpire, and he's a crew chief in the major league. So he was one of those that officiating kind of crept in the back of my mind. And plus I had a cousin that lives in Northern California who's been involved with high school sports or high school officiating for a number of years too. And so it just kind of, maybe I'll just try and be an official. So that's what I did.
So now, DJ, when you say you thought about being an official, there was some time between you graduating college and starting to work. At what age did you start officiating?
My first year, I was probably 34. I think it was 34 years old.
Okay.
And I just wanted to be closer to the game. I really didn't have a plan or anything. I didn't have a goal where I wanted to be. I just wanted to go out there, be around some high school football games, and that would have been fine with me. At the
Okay.
time.
I just thought about something, DJ. You said you was at UNLV. This was when the early running Rebels, right? So how was it being on a football team and a basketball team better than you guys?
It didn't matter to me because it was exciting that you had a basketball program that was that good.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And we were at the early stages, and we were trying to build a football program.
Got you.
So, I've always liked a challenge. So that's one of the reasons I came here. I mean, that's what the head coach sold me on at the time, was they were trying to build something, and I wanted to be a part of that at the ground level. So
That was Tark the Shark there. You see any of the games with Stacey Augman and all those fellas?
Nah, he was before that. He's like Reggie Theus. He old.
no, I'm after Reggie Theus now.
You sure?
I'm after Methuselah.
Reggie was in the 70s. Reggie
my
was
bad.
a little bit before me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Awesome.
But you like 78?
But it's funny, when I was growing up in LA, they used to televise UNLV basketball games on one of the local channels out there. I think it was like Channel 9 or Channel 11. So, and then there were two guys from my high school, Flinning Ray Williams, who went to Dorsey in the 70s. He ended up going to UNLV. And then Michael Lloyd, who played basketball while I was at Dorsey. He got a scholarship to UNLV too. So I was well versed with UNLV.
Yeah, I had to ask that one.
So let's get into how you started. You said you started officiating, what you said, 34, 31?
34.
What we heard when doing our research is that you charted your own path coming up. Kind of, you were working high school ball. You did everything correctly. How did you get into moving up past high school? What happened there?
Well, there reached a point while I was working high school where I needed another challenge. I had thought I'd kind of, I don't want to say I mastered it, but I needed another challenge. So I started looking around what else was out there. And I didn't at the time, I didn't know that officials from Las Vegas could go work JC games in Southern California. But I found an officials clinic in Reno, the old Reno camp up there.
I've been there.
Somebody told me about, and I just applied to go on my own and ended up going up there for the first time.
Now, being from Vegas and officiating, there's quite a few officials that got their JC start from the Las Vegas area that went the Utah route, right? They didn't go Southern California, they went the Utah route?
Well, there were two routes. Dixie was a junior college for some time in St. George, and he could work games. We would supply officials from the Las Vegas area and from the Salt Lake area to Dixie Junior College at the time. So, but we didn't work in the JC conference in the Salt Lake area. So primarily we were sending guys down to Southern California to work junior college.
Didn't have to make that drive all the way to Snow College in Utah?
No.
Okay.
So when you say you mastered the high school level, it's like, what, 4 schools in Vegas for you to officiate football in? How hard was it to do that?
Well, Ashante, I didn't say I mastered the high school level.
My bad.
I said I just needed another challenge. So, no, at the time when I started, I don't know how many high schools, probably when I started, there's probably 15 to 20, and there's probably 30 now, 30-ish. Gotcha. Football wise, a lot more basketball wise, but
wow. Yeah, because you've been in Vegas since what year did you move to Vegas?
1980, January of 82.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of change just in the city itself.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
The time that you've been here.
Yeah, when I first moved here, I think there were probably 300,000 to 400,000 people in Southern Nevada, and now there's close to 2 million.
So at your time working Southern California Junior College football, were you making that drive by yourself most of the time, or were you riding with other people?
What's that grind?
I think, well, initially they were going to try and, pair up with people, but then I ended up making that drive by myself, which I really didn't mind, because a lot of times I'd go work a game and I would stay over and see family or see friends. So it was, I liked it because I was just going home every weekend,
Oh, that's right. You're staying in touch, huh?
Hold up, DJ. I got to ask you about something. Let me go back to your college days. So I was told about a game between UNLV and Cal State Northridge, Cal State Fullerton. And I heard there was a brawl.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard your current supervisor was working that game, Chuck Stewart. Can you describe that event?
Okay, that was, let me see, that was like I think it was the 83 season. Cal State.
Oh, he getting specific now.
Yeah,
he must have been whooping some butt.
They got you on film.
Well, I have to set it up for you guys.
Got you.
This was a big game at the time because Cal State Fullerton was in first place in conference, and we were in second place because we had one loss and they were undefeated. So this was the second to the last game of the season, and it was kind of like for all the marbles. So the game was supposed to be played at Anaheim Stadium, but it had been raining that whole weekend, and so they moved the game to some park. And I mean, it was literally.
Oh,
like
well, that's the
park.
problem right there.
So you were just at something like Rec League Park?
Shirts and skins.
I couldn't tell you where it was.
Okay.
It was like a park, and they had a high school playoff game there the night before, so the field was terrible. And it was still raining during the game, and I think the final score of the game was like 9-6. It just showed you that because of the weather, you couldn't do anything. But that kind of led to this big brawl, being in the park, and the number 1 and number 2 teams. And next thing I know, fight breaks out, and I mean, this was like an all-encompassing of both teams, just going at it. And it made back in them days, we didn't have ESPN, but it did make Sports Illustrated.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, but it's funny because me and Chuck were talking about something, and he was talking about, and he brought up the game, and he said, "Yeah, I remember working this UNLV game, and the game was over here, and they had this big old brawl." And he was describing, said, "Chuck, I was in that game. I was there."
Oh, no.
Was that the Big West Conference at the time? Or was that?
No, at the time it was the PCAA, Pacific Coast
PCAA
Athletic Conference.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and Chuck said Mike Pereira, I think, was the referee in that game.
Oh, wow. Wow. There you go. I see how 6 degrees of separation all the time, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. This is Monty. We're going to let you in on a little something. We talked to veteran NFL official Chuck Stewart a couple weeks after this, and he gave us his version of this story. And then we'll get back to DJ.
So before we leave out of the PCAA, we actually had Darryl Johnson on as a guest, and he told us about a game that you officiated that he was a part of, a big brawl between UNLV and Fullerton. Do you remember that game?
I remember that game well. That was a PC2A championship game. And I'll be honest with you, I have never seen a fight like that in my life. It had rained the day before, and it was supposed to be played at Anaheim Stadium. Well, the Angels were playing as well, so they canceled. They wouldn't allow them to go there. They found a park, and we was at the park. And the game got out of hand, and it was about, say, a minute left, and a brawl broke out. This fight went from end line to end line. It was Mike Pereira's first game. It was a championship game, really. And I had to grab Mike and pull him out the way because he was about to get hit. He was going to try to break it up. Mike weighs about 180 pounds, wringing wet now. And he's going to jump in and try to break it up. I just grabbed him. And, they wanted to resume, but I said, no, we're not doing this no more. This is over.
The game needs to be over. We keep hearing that.
It lasted for about 10 minutes. And like I said, it was from end line to end line. It is all over the field.
So you was just sitting there back watching notes on that game.
I was starting out taking, writing down numbers, and hell, I ran out of paper. It was both sidelines. They just came on there, empty bench, and they just started fighting. I actually saw one kid get grabbed by the face mask and was prone. He was about 2 feet off the ground and was coming in the air, going down about 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, Darryl painted a different story of that game. He just said it was a slight fight.
Right.
He didn't say inline to inline. He just said, but they won the game though.
Trust me, it was the inline to inline.
Hey Chuck, I know you don't tell stories. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of fights in my time as officiating, and that was the number one I've ever been involved with.
All right, everybody. We'll jump back in with Darryl now.
So how long were you? So you're grinding out at the JUCO level, right? You finally get in. You felt I'm gonna put the words in your mouth. You mastered the high school level, right?
Blew past the high school.
Yeah,
level.
you just blew past those 3 schools you was working at in Las Vegas, and and then you got to JUCO. So at what age were you?
When I first started working, I was 40, I think 43, 42, 43. I was old.
Old dude.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so you spent 9 years at the high school level before you went to the JUCO level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked 8 years, and then year 9, I worked my first JC game.
Okay.
Wow.
College of the Canyons versus Pasadena. That's when we had 5-man crew.
Yeah, can't nobody else do what you did because you come in at 43. Good luck.
Hey, but to me, that was just another challenge, and I didn't have a goal. I wasn't trying to get anywhere. I was just trying to master. I was just trying to get good at wherever I was.
Got you.
If I was working high school, I wanted to be the best high school official I could be. If I was working junior college, I wanted to be the best junior college official I could be.
So who were your mentors at this point? Because you're doing this, you just ain't doing this raw, right? Just off your God-given ability, right?
Right.
So
we're lucky because here in Las Vegas, Mark Perlman, who's an NFL line judge, number 9, he's very active in our association, and he was one of my mentors here in Las Vegas. And I kind of watched him a lot, learned a lot from him whenever he was around, and it really helped me out a lot. So we were lucky to have an NFL line of scrimmage guy here in town.
Got you. So another thing too, like you said, you was a detective, right? So you had the flexibility of your job to be able to do all this, make that 3-hour drive to Southern California. That's a good day.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes to work Victor Valley.
Victor Valley, okay.
That's the closest school. Everywhere else is going to be 3+. And the lucky thing is I never had to work, what's the school up there by you, Monty?
Allen Hancock College,
Yeah,
home of the Bulldogs, baby.
In Santa Maria.
But I love working in Santa Barbara, though.
Oh, Santa Barbara City, best stadium in California, Jack.
That view.
Exactly.
Nobody want to go to Hancock unless you live in Santa Maria.
Man, I went to Hancock for a couple years.
Hancock is a good, I'll take that, but Cravonne, Hancock is a good stadium to work if you can get the game.
No, thank you. I'll take your word for it.
Play
That drive is terrible.
He's big time. He's big time. He's big time.
So you work JC ball. What's next? D3, D2. What's next? What have you done?
So how did you make that other jump? Like, you're good. So we're not gonna say you mastered. So you were comfortable and at the level you was at. So when did you get your first JUCO bowl game? Because that's big in SoCal.
Never worked a JUCO bowl game.
What?
Never.
Wow.
Never. I have never worked a JC postseason game. But that's okay.
Right. It sounds like that's still on the bucket list. Like we need to call Rich Colin and correct some things.
The president.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, but worked JC, worked in the SCIAC, worked Division II in the GNAC, worked postseason in Division II. I worked semifinal NAIA game at Carroll College in Montana, and 0-degree temperatures.
Did he just drop that? It seemed like he worked all levels of NCAA football right there. I think he just dropped that.
I don't think there are any others.
I don't think there's nothing else.
Oh, because now you're working Pac-12.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So did he just humble stun on us? He just humbly said that. So effortless.
Pac-12 with 2 national championships under your belt. Those are past.
So
that's awesome.
All right. So you get from he got Cravonne right now. Cravonne, yeah. So you go from the sky. How do you get in the Skyak? Like, there's names. I think, was it Jack O'Kane? Was he running it then?
Yeah, Jack O'Kane was the supervisor then.
Okay.
Just started. I don't know. You're working JC, and next thing you know, you're getting assigned into the Skyak conference. So, well, you know what? Jack O'Kane, he used to come up to the Reno camp too, and actually,
Gotcha.
he was. I know he had been on at least one of my fields a time or two, because he gave me, where you have observers giving you assessments. So I know Jack had seen me at the Reno camp.
Is one thing that everyone says about you, because it's something I kind of emulate, is how smooth you are.
Man. Smooth ain't the word, man.
Right.
Billy D ain't got
wait.
nothing.
Hey, DJ, before you say anything, I'm just trying to figure out what part of it are you emulating, Monty, because we still waiting to see it.
Yeah. Hey,
it'll come to fruition. We'll get there.
He just got that cool walk. That's all it is. Get rid of
He do got the cool walk. He do got the cool walk.
Man,
he got the cool
so
walk.
Two-time national championship official. DJ, do you mind indulging me for a second?
Only him.
Only me. I know we don't want to get into rules and anything, but I'd love to get into your mindset, into the way you worked once.
You know, there's a story before that championship game. Can we get to the story before the championship game?
Wait. There's also, he worked two national championship games, but we only gonna bring up one play in particular. But I remembered another play from your first national championship game. Yep. It was Clemson, Alabama. Mm-hmm. That was in Glendale, Arizona, right?
Right.
That was the famous second half opening kickoff onside kick from Alabama, right? What were you thinking on that play, right? Because we say we always got to be ready in officiating. But I think because the score was tight, when that play happened, what was your thought other than the officiating side of it? I know you had to stay focused, but did it surprise you as much as it surprised Clemson?
The world.
Right, the world.
It did surprise me, and it was very surprising, because that was a game-changing play. That was almost like there was the onside kick. Was that in the Super Bowl with New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans and the Colts.
It was that same kind of play. At that point in the game, that really changed the momentum. And I remember seeing Coach Saban on the sideline after that, and watching him walk up and down the sideline. He was like, "We got him."
So the coach and everybody, you can just feel the momentum
feel it.
Change right then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it true that people say, like, momentum, you can cut it with a knife, huh?
Momentum like credit. You know when you got it.
There was a lot of time left in that game, but it was one of those things where they needed a spark, and that play kind of gave it to them at that time.
Okay, I have a little bit different feeling about momentum. I say momentum is like that high school sweetheart that you thought you was gonna keep forever, but then all of a sudden, just somebody come with a new car and she gone. Mm-hmm. That's momentum to me. You may have it for a second, but boy, do you blink, it didn't left you at the altar, right? It leaves you fast.
That's because you driving a Pinto.
No, I was still bumming rides with my friends. So.
Wow. But I like the fact y'all glossed over the grind this man to get to a championship game. Y'all trying to big time me.
No. We gonna get that, we gonna get there. But
Monty trying to rush, but there's a story, because this man just didn't get, you know what I'm saying? The man worked hard. He was 41 when he got a JUCO, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So by the time he got picked up in the pack, he was still dirt age. You know what I'm saying? He's still farming. You know what I'm saying? He was like 48.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So, Darryl, how long after being in the Skyak did you go to the Power 5?
Things happened really fast. Let me see. After this guy, I'm trying to think. 2007,
Whoa.
3, 4 years.
Okay. Okay. So that was quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
Okay.
It was quick.
So working at every level, how long were you in the SCIAC?
I'm trying to Skyac. I was there. Well, you know,
You probably
you
got
always
games the
work
whole
days.
time. Okay. You got games the whole time until you probably got into the pack, right? You were
Yeah.
still getting some games here and there.
Yeah, I got into the GNAC. Well, officially in the GNAC in 2009, but Dixie State was going into the GNAC. So
Okay.
Mike Burton had to schedule crews in St. George, Utah for Dixie's games. And he was at Reno camp and he was one of our camp mentors. And I was at the right place at the right time. And he said, I'm going to be assigned at Dixie State this coming season. And, I just happened to be Reno that year and he was with my crew. So he saw me work.
Right.
He used me up there. So.
Okay. Now, would you say your time as a police officer benefited your officiating career?
Yeah, I do. I see a lot of parallels all the time with officiating and police work sometimes,
Would you say that your police training is kind of the way that you can stay so calm? I mean, because if people watch you on the field and they know you off the field, your mannerisms and everything is just the same, no matter how intense the game is. You're just an even kill.
Yeah. One thing I learned in police work, they always preach when the stuff hits the fan, you always revert back to your training. So, whenever I'm working football, if I'm at a practice, if I'm at a lower division game or wherever I am, I want to practice like I play, because once, things start going fast, a team starts going up tempo, you're at the end of the half, things are going crazy, you're going to revert back to your training. So if you train bad, you're going to officiate bad, or you're going to play bad.
There you go.
Right. And I would say I've heard you say that before. We've all had a lot of mentors, but as I started to come up and start to interact with you at different scrimmages and stuff, that's one of the biggest things that you had told me, is that even though it's a scrimmage, once they go, we know we stand there for an hour and do nothing almost, and then we may get that last 30 minutes, hopefully, of live action. When they go to live action, you go instantly into game mode, and everything you do out there is something that you would do on the field. So I know I've heard that personally from you, so I can understand. Right. Practice, baby.
Right.
Practice?
We
talking about practice.
I got a question for you, DJ. So there's things that we do that something that through line here is field to life. So Cravonne's talking about how your career has influenced football. What has football influenced in your life as far as things that you've taken from the football field that transferred the other way?
Probably in my younger years as a player, even like, for instance, today, we were working over at the Raiders practice. It's a little hot today too,
That's sweaty.
But I can remember back when I was in college and we would be practicing at the same time, in the same heat as a team. And I think that always prepared me to go work games. If you got an early game at ASU or Arizona where it's going to be 100 plus, 110 plus, right. I'm like, I've already done this,
Yes.
I used to work out in this. And so when I'm with the guys here, even now when we go out and work out, it's like, if we're gonna officiate in it, we're gonna have to work out a little bit in it. I'm not saying we have to kill ourselves, but we have to get a little bit used to it.
So DJ, let's give a little bit more history, and we won't put any names, but you've worked for 3 different supervisors while you've been a part of Pac-10, Pac-12? 4?
4.
Okay.
Wow.
And how is that as far as just making that transition? I know everybody's different and so on, but just going through 4 different people evaluating you and so on, how do you handle that?
Well, one thing is people don't like change, but change is inevitable. And we can't control change. And, you've probably heard people say, you want to be a sponge and you want to absorb information. And I've always want to absorb information from anyone I can get it from, and that's the same thing I do with different supervisors, because they all bring something. They always bring something a little different to the table. So I pick whatever I can from each one of them, and I say I put it in my bag of tricks, and so I can elevate my game.
Okay.
All right. So DJ, let's talk about, so you grew up Southern California, South Central kid, selling programs for the Rams, playing Dorsey High, playing city championship games in the Coliseum. You getting that Pat called, and now your first game is at the Coliseum. How's that feeling? Coming back home. Describe that.
It's how do I describe that? Well, when people ask me where are my favorite places to work, Coliseum's always one, because I grew up there.
Got you.
Watching games there, working there, selling programs there. Even to this day, I always love walking out of that tunnel onto that field, because it just, it holds so much history to me. I grew up there, so it's always special to me. And then that's another thing I always do. I always tell people, I said, whatever level you're working at, take a minute and look around, take it all in, enjoy it. And I always enjoy going home. Going home is always a pleasure.
That's one tidbit I picked up from you. Always enjoy the level you at, and be mindful that there's people ahead of you and they ain't going nowhere. So get comfortable.
Or say everybody standing in the bus line.
Yeah, everybody in line. So it seemed like your professional career was winding down as your college career, your hobby or your officiating career was picking up. So describe as you're transitioning from retiring as a police detective, as you're trying to pick up this theme to be in the Pac, as you got that phone call.
It kind of happened at the right time, and I just happened to be in a position where I could retire.
Got you.
So and that's probably the only plan I had, was when I was going to retire from the police department. So I've always planned that over the years.
You had that plan long, and that was
That's right.
That was planned way ahead of time, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing that I planned.
Yeah, that email was already typed and written.
So DJ, you're in the Pac now. You've worked 2 national championship games. This last national championship game that you worked was probably one of the most hyped,
anticipated.
It had the biggest viewership
2
ever.
undefeated teams.
But before we get to the game, you guys had a special guest. The president came to that game. So how early did you have to get to the stadium? Because now the president was going to be there.
When did we leave? Well, we try and get there 3 hours prior to.
Right.
We got there maybe 4 hours prior to. Because, having, that kind of dignitary at your game changes everything.
Right. Secret Service got to check your tonsils, huh?
I mean, even, the manner in which you walk around outside of the locker room, and, you got Secret Service, SWAT personnel coming through, and it just throws a whole different wrinkle into what's going on. And those games are different anyway. I tell people, when you work those high-level games, what you've done through the regular season, you might as well just toss it out the window because it's changed. What you're used to doing, you're not going to do pregame wise for these games.
Right. Going out to the field, walking around. Were you guys contained to your locker room for a period of time?
When he was put in a room that was close to ours. When he was traveling to that room and out of that room, we were.
Okay.
But we still had access to do whatever we wanted to do. It just, just added another wrinkle on top.
Did he come by and give you guys a tip of the cap?
No, we never saw it.
Dang it.
So
we were on the field. We never got close.
Right.
One thing you kind of mentioned it already, but these bowl games, especially the national championship games, your pregame routine once you get to the stadium is totally different than any other game. Just because TV's coming in and out.
Yeah.
It's just on and on. The coaches meeting before the games, right? So how do you just transition? Because there's a lot of us that have, we're still all sports people. So you have those routines that you do before a game. There's like, okay, I gotta do my whole routine before a game, and if I can't, some people get thrown off.
Judge Wapner at 7.
So
Like
do you still bring out the old school CD player, DJ, to warm up? You got an old school CD player, the Walkman?
No, I have a cassette tape.
Okay. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Greatest hits.
You gotta have Earth, Wind, and Fire on there. But Cravonne, this is one of the things I learned in law enforcement is you got to be flexible.
There you go.
And you bring that to this situation. Your pregame routine is not going to be the same. You got to be flexible. You can't let that disturb, your goal to work a good game. So the good thing for me is, having worked one and experienced one and knowing what to expect out of that game, I can prepare myself and prepare others who hadn't been in that experience before.
Right.
Because, during the season, we're used to doing the same thing. Arrive in the city, go to dinner, pregame, blah, blah, blah.
Creatures
then
of
you
habit.
get into this situation and everything you're used to doing, you just toss it out the window. It's totally different. And you can't let that hinder you on the field.
Right. And I again have to give you credit for that, because even though we work the same position, I reach out to you and talk a lot. My first opportunity to work a big time bowl game, you were one of the first people I called because of just to get the routine and the nature of the game. It is totally different because I'm one of those people. I need if we 15 minutes late showing up, it just throws me off to where I have to get into that routine of it. So you were one of the first people. Yeah. Well, Ashante, you was with me at a game to where we got there, about 2.5 hours before the game. So we was like 30 minutes late because of traffic.
He was mad.
Yeah,
he was mad.
It threw me off.
He had a tantrum.
Right. I wouldn't say tantrum.
He kicking Gatorade bottles.
He's stuffing his feet like, I can't be on the field to warm up. I ain't gonna be. Hold up. Y'all give me 15 minutes.
Right.
I need to walk these pylons, make sure the pylons right.
That's it. But, Darryl was one of the first people I called to kind of get prep for the game, because it's nothing that can get you ready. And the biggest thing, you hadn't worked a game for 5 weeks?
Yeah.
6 weeks before that game?
Yeah.
The last time you stepped on the field. So just staying ready and staying prepared to, go walk on the field for being off a month and a half.
Yeah.
So
hold up. Big time. Mr. Two-time champion.
Yeah.
So,
Two-time.
This is a question I want to ask. I want you to be honest. Knowing that what you guys went through in the pack with the officiating, there's an issue with the officiating, and you guys coming under scrutiny, how gratifying was it for you guys to get that championship game as a conference?
Oh, extremely. It was extremely gratifying to get the game, but it was more gratifying to work the game and show people what we're all about. because, you know, a lot of times in officiating, you know, we're always going to be scrutinized. And a lot of times I mean, they got to blame somebody. So, you know, they always pick on us. But
Yeah.
to work a game where, you know, we're not a focus of attention, that was gratifying.
Got you.
Right, because
I
you
know
had
Cravonne can't
there
ask that
were
question.
2-3 different replays, 2 different stoppages, and I think you guys got them all spot on, absolutely spot on.
And no complaints from officiating.
No complaints.
And that's a good thing about, I guess, being in Southern California is, you know what I'm saying, get to see you, Cravonne. So when I turn on the game and I look and I'm like, who that tall, light-skinned brother? Look like he got on Jenny Craig, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he got on a good workout program. He on a keto. And
I
that's
think it's
DJ.
called keto.
That's keto? You know,
Keto,
I'm from the
buddy.
South.
Yeah.
Keto has something
OJ
other
on the show.
in LA. In LA, keto means something with
Right.
someone else.
OJ on the
That's
show
number 32.
Okay. Oh, that's the dude
We'll
who
say
stayed in the
keto.
backyard. Oh, that's
Right.
the dude in the backyard.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, see you in a game. It's like, it's cool to see guys that you know and work a game. And like I said, I had guys who, like, even when they scream at official, I'm like, nah, that dude know what he's doing. Like you said. So just seeing you and Frank, Chris Coy, even the rest of the crew is like, wow, this is impressive. I know these people and they know me. And I'm like,
As I said before, it's something to emulate. It's something to emulate.
you can't emulate smoothness. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Billy D, the taste of a Colt 45, they said say smooth, I'm not gonna try it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you don't have to emulate everything. You just pick one thing or 2 things that, you know, you like, and you put them into your bag, and then, you know, you have your own style.
Absolutely.
Right.
Got you.
So
I'm gonna take that tidbit.
So DJ, 2 national championship games. We talked about the first one where it was a big momentum changer with the second half kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
The second national championship game, Clemson, LSU. You know, you have Burrow on one side, you know, the eventual number 1 overall draft pick. Clemson, this is probably, I think this is their fourth time in a title game in 6 years. I think it's been for them, something like that. Our third time in 5.
Defending champion.
Right.
Champions.
Now we're what, about second quarter, third quarter in the game. The ball game's 28-25. And you have one of the tightest goal line plays that I think we've seen in sports, in football in a while, especially at this big moment. Coming right at you, attacking your pylon. What's going through your mind as that play starts to develop?
Well, before we play the clip, this is after a lull in action because there was a replay prior to this one where they had the targeting.
That was
call.
targeting. I don't care what anybody say.
So,
that was targeting.
Well, but how do you reset yourself and get ready for that next play?
I don't know if there's a resetting, but you always have to be on. Just like, you know, we talk about from the very first kickoff, you got to be ready. You know, you have to be ready after a TV timeout. You have to be ready after a replay and a game stoppage. You have to turn it back on. So, you know, you can't work into the game. You got to be ready from play 1. And, you know, if you take a play off here, you know, then you're screwed. You know, you're trying to work back in. You just got to be ready. And you have to train yourself. Every time there's a snap, you are ready for that snap.
Awesome.
Game.
Awesome.
That's game.
So here we are. It's the 2020 National Championship.
So Monty, what quarter is it at time? So if people want to look at it,
yeah, if you
they can find it on YouTube.
It's a third quarter, 5:26 in the third quarter. Number 1 LSU's 28, Clemson's 25. ESPN. We don't have rights. Yeah, we don't have rights to any of this, so
they can look it up on YouTube.
You can look it up on your own.
Look it up.
Right.
So we got a pass at the 4-yard line. So goal line mechanics. We'll talk a little mechanics. That's it. That's it.
Hold up. And DJ, I want to be clear. We only doing this for you.
Only for you.
Only for you. Ain't nobody else gonna get this treatment.
No,
This is only
we're
for
not.
you.
Yeah, this is national championship
You
style.
2-time championship special.
Okay.
And this something like, again, setting this up, play up is you want to always, like you always told me, you always want the play to come to you. You want this play to come. You want the big play to come to you. So talk us through it.
So, and the big thing about this is you got a ref hat cam on also.
Yeah.
So there's a difference in this whole, like you say, the whole experience of everything you do normally, throw it out the window because everything's different. So walk us through this.
You can't hide. You can't hide in these games.
Hey, what does Chuck tell you? Where your bill of your cap looking? Now you got a camera on the bill of your cap, right?
Yeah,
where the bill of your cap looking, right? Now you got a camera on the bill of your cap.
So they're set up in what, double doubles?
Yeah. It's a double formation. It's kind of tight.
People don't care about that formation, Monty.
It's for the officials. This is for DJ, and let DJ explain it.
Well,
Shotgun snap.
Double. I had the second receiver in, and he ends up running a flat out route right at me, and you want to make sure you're doing correct mechanics. You want to get to the goal line. You want to get off the pylon. You want to be still so you can officiate the play where you need to officiate. And it just happened to be a pylon play, so it came right into my lap. And it was very tight. We had him stepping out at the, I think about the 1 yard line, but I felt the ball had broke the plane.
You want the LSU fans? You want the LSU fans felt he broke the plane too?
You have about what? About 1,000 LSU fans standing right behind you on the goal line on this play?
I know there's a lot of people, because that's another thing. There's a lot of people on the sidelines at these games too.
And even a game like this, Darryl, you have the little guy that's monitoring the pylon cam too, that's on top of you as well, right? Because every single time,
in front of you,
right? Yep.
Fixing the pylon,
right?
For those who don't know, you only have to work a big game to get a pylon cam. Me and Monty, we don't have cams on our regular games. So if that pylon gets knocked over, official, you pick that up. There's no special person adjusting the pylon for you. All right. So this is a big time conversation. Me and Monty shouldn't be privy to this. So when you go up for touchdown and that cameraman says, "Yeah, I think it's good," do you go with him? Or you wait for
No, I learned a long time ago. Don't listen to anybody in the cheap seats.
Got you. Now hold up. They on the field. Them ain't cheap seats.
Oh, you right about that.
No, they cheap because they probably got them from somebody for free, right? They may be somebody that knows somebody. They probably didn't pay for them tickets on the sideline. They got there for free somehow.
Yeah,
that's a $1 million look once he crosses the pylon and you looking and you got your hands up, you looking at the world, you thinking everybody, yeah, I got this right. So what you thinking?
But hold on, before you go to that, DJ, I just want to say, if people watch you on this, some officials would look like the old cartoons character, Yosemite Sam, just fire up that touchdown nice and quick. I mean, just guns ablazing, touchdown signal just firing as quick as can be. And you look the guy in, you watch him go to the ground and just simply go up. I mean, just walk us through that.
Well, I'm officiating the play, every aspect of the play, sideline, goal line, pylon. And I felt I had a touchdown. And, I'm one of those, I like to take my time, as you say. I'm not
take your time.
I like to act like I'm in control. I like to act like I've been there before.
There you go.
I was very confident in my ruling, and I hope it was displayed there. So,
is that similar to how you used to catch the ball as a tight end at UNLV? Did they even throw to you?
You can find those on YouTube too.
They just a little grainy. They just a little grainy.
Color?
Little grainy.
The old Super 8 film.
Right. It's not even 420 megapixel. It's like 220 megapixels.
Well,
It's the 16, the old NES Nintendo megapixel. It's 8-bit.
But Darryl, would you say though, on formation like this, goal line, the first thing you probably thinking pre-snap is pick play, right? Is you being alert to pick play, right?
absolutely.
So exactly.
Okay, let's dumb this down for those who don't know. A pick play is someone setting off a screen. So I hate to say it, we don't talk rules on this show. So
Bad DJ gets to talk rules. He do whatever he wants.
He a two-time champion.
When they're lined up in this tight of formation, you know they're going to be
rubbing
on either a pick play, some sort of crossing routes, some sort of rub.
Right.
They want to create confusion.
This was executed perfectly, not only by the two teams on the field, but also the third team on the field, the officials. But I mean, on a play like this, DJ, us as the line of scrimmage officials are on the island by ourselves. There's no help that we can get from the deep official. I mean, you are on the island. This is all you 100%, right?
Yep, 100%. No help from nobody. And I don't want help from anybody.
And it looked like you've been working out. How long you had your arms up? You want to let the world know I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? What you curling like, 25s?
Right. Sun's out.
Sun's out, guns out. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you indulging me, DJ, on that one. That's something that you don't get a time to talk to someone who's actually been to the mountaintop, come back down, and
he ain't coming back down. He's still on top.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When we talk about that, DJ, let's away from this play, now that you have worked 2 national championship games, you kind of talked about it earlier when you was in high school, you needed the next challenge and you just continue to move forward. Now you have 2 national championship games under your belt. Do you have a next challenge, or what is it that keeps you going each and every year now?
Well, going into every season, a goal is not to work a specific game, is to be included in a group of officials. I don't want to say I want to work this game at the end of this year, but I want to be at the top of our position with these officials, and then whatever happens.
Right. You want to be in the conversation when the assignments come out for postseason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, because you never know who gets picked for this game or that game, or I just want to be included in the conversation.
Right. Okay.
So DJ, this something that you humbly stunted on me before, which I wasn't aware of. After you worked your first championship game, you had this big ring, looked like a Super Bowl ring on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought his knuckles were broken.
Yeah, and you quietly said, "Oh yeah, this is what you get when you work a championship game," real smoothly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "What? You get a ring as an official?"
I thought his arthritis was kicking up.
Yeah. And you humbly said, "Yeah, you probably get one. Maybe if you lucky enough, you would get that." So now you got that one. So there's another ring coming, right?
Yeah, we ordered another one for this past game. Yeah.
You went white, gold, or platinum?
Diamonds. Diamonds. Everywhere.
Diamonds are forever.
Hey, these are Super Bowl rings now.
Now, DJ, let me ask you a question, because every official has a different standard because what everybody has to understand, if you're not an official, we have to order our rings, right? We're not like the team to just get a ring for the game. Do you have a standard of game that you're going to order a ring for? I have this discussion, or for me, an argument with other officials that I have a certain standard of what
Cravonne,
game.
that CIF ring is on the way.
No. See, I don't have no rings because I haven't worked the right game yet. Do you have a standard of game before you would go and order a ring? Because I know some officials, every postseason game they ever work, they have a ring for.
Well, hold on.
Tell them why you're mad. Tell them why you're mad, Cravonne.
Didn't you do a
No, I'm just asking a question.
Cravonne?
Huh?
Didn't you do a Pac-12 championship?
Yeah, I did. I did. But I never ordered a ring for it. Because I have a certain. That's why I asked DJ. Does he have a standard of games for a ring?
Yeah, I have my standard is a first for a significant game. I have a conference championship ring. I wanted to get one.
Okay, because you have what, 3 conference championship games that you work now?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's Pac-12 conference championship games for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I wanted to get one ring from a conference championship game. I wish it would have been my first game, but it wasn't the first. But it was the second.
Okay.
I think the second one. And then anything that is playoff, semifinal game and above.
Okay. That's a good way. That's good. I like that. Because we got some people out there. I'm not gonna name a particular bowl because we don't want to down any bowl, but somebody, have rings for the potato
bowl. They deserve a ring.
Had a potato bowl ring,
If I work a Swamp Eater Bowl, I would want a ring. You know what I'm saying?
The Gumbo Classic. Gumbo Classic. You want a ring for the Gumbo Classic?
But I won't get. I'll get one ring. Like if you work the Sugar Bowl, if I've worked it multiple times, which I haven't, I'd only get one ring.
Okay.
Another, like Rose Bowl or Fiesta Bowl or whoever, I'd only get one. But,
okay.
Championship game, I think I get one for every championship game I work.
Right.
Man,
okay.
I get 2. I'd get 3, 4 of them. Give it to the babies.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. I would agree with your ring strategy because I haven't ordered one yet, and people drive me. Why did you order? I'm like, nah, nope, not yet. That game hasn't hit yet, right? I mean, you're looking for that. You're looking for that
championship, man.
This is what we complaining about.
No, it's not a complaint. It's not a complaint.
All right.
It's not a complaint.
Y'all games on TV, man. They gotta find us on the internet. What you talking about?
Hey.
On the sneaker net.
The next, people say all the time, "What's your biggest game?" I say the next one because none of them are guaranteed.
So I'm a humble this down, DJ. So now again, you are an active official, but you're also giving back, and you like a position supervisor in the SCIAC, right? You grade film and so what made you want to do that aspect of it too?
I love giving back. Even in our local group here, anybody who wants to talk football, I'm willing to talk football with, because it's good for the game, and I'm a resource that's here right now. Everybody doesn't have access to that resource, so I'm all about making better officials and giving people the opportunity to talk to me and see what works for me, and maybe it works for them, maybe it doesn't. But
so this is me. I'll say that's not true. Everyone does have access to you because all they got to do is email you. I've sent in plays to you, Rod, Cravonne, everyone.
I'm on everyone. You sent me plays.
We ain't talking.
You're right about that, Monty.
Man, so I'm talking to the officials here.
Monty, the key thing you said was plays. You're not sending a whole game to DJ. You send some plays.
Absolutely
right.
Absolutely not. Just a couple plays here and there, but absolutely, all you got to do is email these people, and they will get back to you. There's one thing that I've noticed is these people love football.
Love it.
And it's not something that you can't be unsaid. Is that there's support here?
Get your words out.
How about you think before you speak? There's support here, and you just got to go out and grab that support and use it.
We're blessed in Southern California to have the resources that we have, like Cravonne, DJ, Rodamar, these other names that we're blessed to be around. And like you said, we can email them.
These guys. Chuck, PT,
Chuck, PT,
other
PT,
NFL guys.
other NFL guys. It's like you said, like we were on a Southern JUCO meeting today, and it was just names. You can just email off Steve Stremlin. They're just willing to help. They, like you said, Monty, they love the game. And if you as passionate as them, they're willing to pass that knowledge on.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, they willing to know flim flam. You just willing to, okay, you just send me your highlight plays. Not just you just ain't trying
Don't
to get
send me
better.
that.
Yeah, like,
Don't
hey,
send
let's
me
talk.
that.
We can talk about something, but don't tell me something you already know. Like, hey, well, did you think about this on this play? Now, DJ, well, did you saw I went up with a touchdown. It was good, right?
So, Darryl,
I
let me
appreciate
ask you a question. You made a mention of Mark Perlman was a big influence, NFL official in your career. Is there anybody else that was, a real big influence, even at the high school level, that maybe kept you going, or somebody that you still talk to on a regular basis that's a big influence on your officiating career?
Well, in high school, T.C. Freeman was my first crew chief, and I love when I run into him from time to time because he's so proud of me being in his crew. But I've had the opportunity to pick up things from some of the best. Whether it's Mark Perlman, Chuck Stewart, Sid Seaman, Derek Bowers, John Hussey, Buck McMahon. Buck, I love working for Buck in the old
WCFOA, right?
Yeah, in the WCFOA.
Actually, Buck's your replay official now, right in the Pac-10. He's out here in San Luis Obispo.
But Buck
Well,
he was a line judge.
Pac-12.
Correct.
Buck was a line judge, and he would teach you things that are not in the rule book or in the mechanics book. He taught you how to work.
Right. Some of the best thing he ever said to me was, some games just need to end. Let it.
That's a lost art. A lot of people let that 58 and let the blowout last forever.
I've been on semi-pro games where people still watching their time, trying to time in the third quarter, trying to time it out. Man, that's 1 minute gone. Next minute gone. All right, game over.
I think just even talking to DJ, some of the best advice he told us, even like far as up and coming referees, he told us the pregame should not last longer than the game.
Oh, that's right.
It shouldn't.
Well, what's you saying there, DJ? You said it to us, and it sunk in for me.
Well, you gotta keep everybody's attention. After a while, you start losing people, and then what's the purpose?
Yeah.
Right. But no, you have a slogan that's famous for us on the unofficial lounge, and it was something about games compared to meetings and scrimmages. I don't know if you remember, but I can refresh your memory.
I can recite it right now.
You said to us, we get game checks, not meeting checks.
That's a good one.
What do you
That
say?
was a Tito's session.
Right, yeah, that might. You may not remember, but it sunk into the three of us.
It made sense. At the time he said it was like, I haven't thought about that like before. It's like, oh, he's right.
It may have been some Tito's or some Fireball involved somewhere at point in time, but that's a classic here in the unofficial lounge. We get game checks, not meeting checks.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
So DJ, let's try and wrap this thing up. We've got this little thing we do. It's called under review.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna fire off 3 questions to you, and we just want you to, off the top of your head, just give us an answer. Cravonne, you going to moderate us through it?
Oh no, you the man on this. You are our official replay announcer. This is all you, baby.
So here we go. DJ,
Yeah.
put your official's cap on. Put that ref cam back on. Here we go. Where did officiating allow you to travel that you would have never went to?
Probably South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame.
That's a good
Notre
one. That's a good
Dame
one.
time.
Touchdown, Jesus.
Woo.
That's a good one.
The place you still didn't get to go to a good steakhouse, you wound up at some little small rinky-dink Mexican food joint in Chicago instead of a steakhouse, right?
Yeah. we won't talk about that though.
All right, DJ. What career accomplishment made you the most proud?
Well, the most I think it's got to be working 2 national championship games.
Big time.
Probably.
That's an easy one. That's easy.
Big time.
I mean, I've been blessed. I've been lucky to work 2.
Okay. What do you think of when you hear the R say the previous play is under review?
Well,
you can be honest. You can be honest.
Well, to be honest, and Cravonne can speak to this, you already know the plays that are probably going to go under review before they even do it. And half the time it's like, come on, just go ahead and stop the game and review this play. Now, I'll say this. What you don't want to happen is you have one play reviewed and you might get a reversal. And then shortly thereafter, you get another play under review. You're like, I can't be wrong 2 times now. But I've never been wrong twice.
Right. Well, DJ, we really appreciate you giving us your time today on the Unofficials Lounge and your candor and your openness with us. And we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And just thanks again for all of what you do. And I look forward to talking with you real soon. You know, the COVID got us sitting on the sideline right now, but
Rona.
We'll see what's to come here in the future. But thank you again, Darryl.
Hey, thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it, man. It's been a blast. It's like sitting here on the couch having a few adult beverages and just talking with the boys.
That's the lounge, baby.
That's
Dorsey's
the
finest.
unofficial line.
No,
DDT.
South Central's
My bad.
finest.
My bad. I apologize.
Central's
South
finest.
Central finest. One of Dorsey's own, Darryl Johnson.
Thank you, Darryl.
Thanks, guys.
Join us next time when we sit down with NFL veteran official Charles Stewart.
Deion Sanders, without a doubt. Nobody did. I had Marcus Allen. I had all the quarterbacks. Jerry Rice. But Deion Sanders had the ability to take away the number 1 receiver and the rest of the team to play zone.
Stay tuned for future episodes with Big 12 umpire Scott Teifer and Pac-12 referee Steve Stremling.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to please like and subscribe, as the Unofficial Lounge is available on all your podcast streaming outlets, including Apple, Google, Spotify, and Anchor. We look forward to you joining us next time in the Unofficial Lounge.